How to divide two digits by one digit. So remember, we have 4 steps. For step 1, ask the question. The answers always go on top. That's why you have it highlighted here in yellow. And whenever I ask the question, whatever answer I get, it will always go on top. Step 2 is to multiply. Step 3 is to subtract. Step 4, bring the number down, and then repeat. So let's go with the first one. 67 divided by 5. Think of this as $67 divided into 5 different parts, or 5 friends, and there's $67. How much money would each friend get? And it has to be equal amounts. So the question, step 1, is how many 5s do you need to make 6 or almost 6 without going over? Simply put, how many 5s fit into 6? Well, if you go here, 5 times 1 is 5. 5 times 2 is 10. 10, you go over. So we're not doing 10, we're doing 5, only 1. So the answer is 1. The moment you put the answer, you go step 1, check complete. And then you put the multiplication symbol. Don't go step 2 complete, because that's not the answer. Only when you put answers. Let me repeat this. Only when you put the answer, you come here and you do step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, check complete. Only when you put the answers. So let's get the answer. 1 times 5 is 5. That's the answer to step 2, check complete. Then you come back and then you can get it ready for the next step, which is subtraction. 6 take away 5 is 1. That's the answer to subtraction. So you come here, step 3, check complete. What's the next step? Bring the number down. So don't go past this line. So the moment I put 7, step 4, check complete. And then what do? We've done all the steps. We're gonna go back to the beginning. Do the same thing here. Go back to the beginning. And this basically tells you that we're talking about these two numbers. So we're back to step 1. And the question is, again, is yellow, it's highlighted. So whatever answer I get is going to come here. So the question is, how many 5s do you need to make 17 or almost 17 without going over? Where do you see the number close to 17? Right here. 3 times, right? Because 4 times you go over. So it's not 4 times, it is 3 times. The moment I put the answer, 3, step 1, check complete. Again, yellow with the yellow. What's the next step? I gotta multiply. So 3 times 5 equals 15. It's right here. This is what we're talking about. Step 2, check complete. What's step 3? Subtract. 17 minus 15 is 2. Step 3, check complete. Step 4, bring the number down. Is there any other number to bring down? No, you're done. So 13, remainder 3. So if we had $67 that you were supposed to divide with 5 friends, each friend will get $13 and 3 will be left over. Nobody gets those, right? Because it has to be equally divided. All right, so we're done with that one. Now this is the table of 4. That's why I have the multiplication table of 4 right here on the bottom. So everything's going to be up at the 4. So let's go back to step 1, 2, and 3 so we make sure that we know how to solve this. So question number 1 says what? How many times can the 4 fit into 8? If you look over here, how many times can the 4 fit into 8? It's actually 2 times. The moment I put 2 times, step 1, check complete. What's the next step? We need to multiply, right? Don't go step 2 complete. That's not the answer. Now let's get the answer. 2 times 4 8 is the answer to multiplication. Step 2, check complete. All right, step 3, I need to subtract. Let's go ahead and get the answer. 8, take away 8. 0 is the answer to my subtraction. Step 3, check complete. What's the next step? Bring the number down. Remember, don't go past this line. So the moment I put the 9 down, step 4, check complete. So I done all my 4 steps. So what do? We're gonna go back to the beginning. You do the arrow, do the same here. Go back to the beginning. And the beginning is the step 1, which is the question. And the question is, how many 4s fit into 9 to make 9 or almost 9 without going over? Well, it's still 2 because 3 you go over. The idea is not to go over. So 2 again. 2 is the answer to step 1. Step 1, check complete. Step 2. Yes, you guessed it. We need to multiply. 2 times 4. 8 is the answer to my multiplication. Step 2, check complete. Step 3, what is it? We need to subtract. 9, take away 8. 1 is the answer to my subtraction. Step 2, 3, check complete. Step 4 is bring the number down. But guess what? There's nothing to bring down. So we have 1 left over. So it's remainder 1. Okay, the last one is 3. 3 is the divisor, right? So we're using the table of 3. Let me erase all this so we can start all over fresh and clean. So the question again, step 1, whatever we get, because it's highlighted, everything goes on top. So how many 3s fit into 4? 1, right? Because 2 is 6. We don't want to go over. So 1 is the answer to my question. Step 1, check complete. Step 2, I need to multiply, right? 1 times 3. 3 is the answer. Don't do anything else. As soon as you get the answer, step 2, check complete. Next step, subtract. All right, let's get the answer. 4 minus 3 is 1. That's the answer to my subtraction. Step 3, check complete. The next step is to bring the number down. And that number happens to be the 9. So don't go past this line. So the moment I put 9, I go step 4, check complete. So I done all my 4 steps. What's the next thing I have to do? Start, repeat. Go back to the top. Same thing. Go back to the top. So the moment you do the arrow up, do the same over here. I just like to put the other arrowhead on this. So back to the question, right? And the question is, how many 3s do you need to make 19 without going over? So how many times can you put 3 into 19 without going over? Well, if you look over here, 3 times 6 is 18. So it's going to be 6 because 7 is 21. You go over. And 5, you can still put another 3. So it's 6. So I'm going to put 6 here. And that will help me on step 2, which is multiply. So 6 is the answer. So you come here. Step 1, check complete. Now let's go ahead and multiply. 6 times 3 is 18. 18 is the answer to my multiplication. Step 2, check complete. Step 3, you guessed it, subtract. 19 take away 18, 1. That's the answer to my subtraction. Step 3, check complete. Step 4, bring the number down. There's nothing to bring down. You can tell 9 was the last number because it has an arrow. So 16, remainder 1. And that's how you do it. So again, this is multiplication table of 5, multiplication table of 4, multiplication table of 3. And the idea is to get close to the answer without going over. And remember, step 1, 2, 3, 4.